Welcome all to the lecture on design of tension members. All of you have to refer to IS 800, clause number 6, page number 32, as well as this notes from Ravi Raj, which will be circulated through the WhatsApp, and also a handwritten notes, tension member DSSE, which will also be circulated through WhatsApp, and SP6 handbook, SP6, page number 168. To begin with, the types of tension members. The tension members can be angle section, T section, channel section, I section, box section, or tubular section. Earlier part, this is all self-explanatory. It can be read and understood. Coming to the behavior of tension members, or also you can call it as the failure of tension members. How does the tension member behave once the tension load is acting? And scroll down. Behavior, everyone is aware of this graph, that is stress strain graph for mild steel and high strength steel. The failure of tension member is mainly studied under when it reaches yield strength or when it reaches ultimate strength. Coming to the slenderness ratio, which will be explained much in detail in the module design of compression member. The timing can be eliminated. Now directly coming to the modes of failure of tension members. By 3 modes, the tension member fails by. The first one is yielding of gross section or gross section yielding, net section rupture, block shear failure. The first one is gross section yielding, net section rupture, block shear failure. The gross section yielding means, referring to a figure below, when you look at here, now this will be the gross section, that is section away from the connection. Once the gross section area reaches yield stress, that is Fy, your tension member is assumed to be failed. First one, yielding, as the name says itself, yielding of gross section. Gross section is a sectional area away from the connection. That this gross sectional area, when it fails, when it reaches yield stress, your section is assumed to be failed by tension. First one, that is first one, yielding of gross section or gross section yielding. The second one is net section rupture, that is rupture of net section. Net section refers to the section at the connection or the bolt location. Rupture refers to the ultimate stress. Failure by ultimate stress. Failure by ultimate stress. That is referring to the same figure again. This refers to the net section. Once this net section reaches the ultimate stress, that is Fu, then your tension member is assumed to be failed. The first one was yielding of gross section, that is once this gross area away from the net area reaches Fy, section or the tension member is assumed to be failed. The second type of failure is the net section, that is section near the bolted connections, section near the across the connection. This section, once it reaches ultimate stress Fu, your tension member is assumed to be failed. Now coming to the last type of failure, that is block shear. When you scroll down these notes, when you refer to figure 5 of the same notes, so say a tension member subjected to tension force, you can see that the portion of the element has come out of this gusset plate connection. This we call it as what? Failure by block shear. To be more precise, block shear is failure by shearing and tension. I'll repeat, your block shear is failure by shearing and tension. Shearing and tension. It has failed by shearing across section A, B and DC, and it has failed by tension across section B, C. So the last type of failure is block shear failure, wherein you can observe the failure here, or you can also Google to find some more pictures. Failure by block shear. So what happens in block shear is section fails by combination of shearing and tension. Your member has sheared across the line AB, the line AB and DC, and it has failed by tension across BC. I hope all of you have understood the modes of failure of tension members, that is yielding of gross section, rupture of net section and block shear failure. Now coming to IS 800. Now coming to IS 800 2007. Code helps us to give the design strength due to yielding of gross section, that is referring to clause number 6.2. How to find the yielding strength of a gross section, by which is already seen in the earlier notes. 6.2 and 6.3, that is design strength due to rupture of net section or critical section. Page number 32. So 6.3.1 will help you to calculate design strength due to rupture of critical section of the plates. 6.3.1. When you come down, 6.3.2 will give you rupture strength of the threaded bolts or rods, and 6.3.3 will give you for the single angles, that is rupture strength of the single angles, rupture strength of the critical cross section or net cross section of the single angles. When you come down, 6.4 will give you the design strength due to block shear. Design strength due to block shear. These are the formulas used to calculate the block shear. Now when you come down the line, code also will show you some pictures for the failure of the block shear. Here we can see it is a connection of a lap joint of two plates subjected to tension. You can observe across section 1, 2, from starting of the end of the plate across 1, 2, your plate is failing by shearing, and 4, 3, your plate is failing by shearing, and between 2 to 3, your plate is failing by tension. So that is combination of shearing and tension, which is block shear. Now similarly, when you take up the second figure, an angle connected to a gusset plate, this is an angle connected to a gusset plate subjected to tension, fails by block shear, that is along line 1, 2, it fails by shearing, along line 2 to 3 until this edge it fails by tension, that is combination of shear and tension. Quickly briefing same IS 800. So as we already know, tension members fail by yielding of gross section, rupture of critical or the net section, and block shear failure, which is combination of shearing and tension. When we say IS 800 2007, clause number section 6 and page number 32, the design capacity of the same three failure modes is mentioned here. The first one is yielding of gross section, that is design strength due to yielding of gross section is given in clause number 6.2. Then net section rupture or critical section rupture, design strength due to rupture of critical section is given in clause number 6.3. Subclause 6.3.1 is for plates, 6.3.2 is for bolts, and 6.3.3 is for single angles. A last one, block shear failure. Design strength due to block shear failure is given in clause number 6.4. With this, we'll directly go to the problem. On the other notes, now the problem says determine tensile strength of plate 160 into 8 mm connected to a 10 mm thick gusset plate using 16 mm dia bolts as shown in figure. Grade of plate used are Fe 410 and of bolts is 4.6. Now this is a plate of width 160 mm and thickness 8 mm, which is connected to a gusset plate of 10 mm thick. You can also see the number of bolts arranged here. 1, 2, 3 in the first row. Second row it is 1, 2. Third row it is 1 bolt. So there are totally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bolts. The distance is also mentioned here. The end distance or whatever edge distance, which is 30 here. So from center of this to this is 25. Here to here it is 25, again 25 and 25, and lastly it is 30. So total width is 30, 30, 60. Yeah. 50, 110, and total width of the plate is 160. The other direction is 30, 50, and 50. So here, so this tends to fail by this, which is subjected to tension now, This plate tends to fail by yielding. This plate tends to fail by yielding of gross section, rupture of critical section or net section, and by block shear. As per the code, we'll check all those three capacities of the plate. The first one is yielding of gross section. So as the name itself says, gross section, that is the total area. Now referring to IS 800, that is clause number 6.2. The formula to calculate design strength due to yielding of gross section is TDG is equal to Ag into Fy by gamma m naught. The same formula is used here. The references are not given. So references are clause number 6.2, page number 32. That is yielding of gross section of the plate. TDG is equal to Ag into Fy by gamma m naught. Now Ag refers to the gross area of the plate. Which is 160 into 8 mm, and Fy yield strength of the plate, that is 250 Newton per square mm. So with this, substituting value of Ag, that is 160 into 8 into Fy is 250 divided by gamma m naught 1.1, referring to table 5, page number 30. So with this, value of TDG is 290.9 kilonewton. 290.9 kilonewton. This is nothing but yield design strength due to yielding of gross section. So similarly, coming to the rupture of critical section. Second one, design strength due to rupture of critical section. Now, since it is a plate element, we'll be referring to clause number 6.3.1. 6.3.1. That is TDN is equal to 6.3.1. That is TDN is equal to design strength due to rupture of critical section. TDN is equal to 0.9 into an into fu into gamma m1. Same formula is also written here. Yeah, TDN is equal to 0.9 into an into fu into gamma m1. Now 0.9, it is a constant. An refers to the net area. When you read here, An refers to the net area, Fu refers to the ultimate stress of the material, and gamma m1 factor of safety from the table number 5. So Fu, you already know 410, gamma m1 will be 1.25. Fu is 410, gamma m1 is 1.25 and 0.9, which is constant. Now coming to An value. When you see An says net area, yeah, your net area can be across 3 cross sections, maybe section 1 along this line where 3 bolts are there, or it can be across section 2 where 2 bolts are there, or it can be across section 3 where 1 bolt is there, or it can also be across this line 1 2 3 2 1. Your yield rupture may also take across this cross section. For all these 4 sections, that is 1 1, 2 2, 3 3, then 1 2 3 2 1, net area are calculated. The lesser of all those 4 net area will be substituted in the formula here to calculate design strength due to rupture of critical section. That is section 1 1, 1 2 2 1 and 1 2 3 2 1. Sorry, we'll repeat this. These are the critical cross sections. Section 1 1 is this. Section 1 1 is this, where 3 bolts are there. The second critical section is 1 2 2 1. This 1 2 2 1, and last one is 1 2 3 2 1. This section 1 1, section 1 2 2 1, and section 1 2 3 2 1, like this. Now to calculate cross sectional area along next section 1 1, that is this section, you can observe 3 bolts are there. So total width of the plate minus 3 bolt holes into thickness. Total width of the plate is 160 minus 3 into, a mistake here, this has to be 18. This has to be 18. 3 into bolt hole. Bolt dia is 16, hole dia is 18 mm, 16 plus 2 clearance, 18. So 160 minus 3 into hole dia, which is 18, clear, hole into 8. There's a mistake here. This has to be 18. Once you do this calculation, 160 minus 3 into 18, hole into 8, you'll get the net area as 848 square mm across section 1 1. Now coming to section 1 2 2 1. Now for this you have to use the formula given in IS 800. This formula on page number 33. When you are calculating net area for this, not along the straight line, but rather along a staggered line, we have to use this formula. Net area for such staggered bolt line, En is equal to B minus N into DH plus summation of pitch distance divided by 4 times of gauge distance. You already know what is pitch distance and gauge distance. Now applying this formula in this case, that is section 1221. Section 1221 along this line. Along this line. So now along this line, number of bolts are 1, 2, 3, 4. Because as per the formula, B is 160 minus N into DH. N will be 4. 4 into 18 plus. Now splitting up this, as it says summation, we'll consider two bolts at each time. It is pitch distance between two bolts divided by 4 times of the gauge distance. Pitch distance is square divided by 4 times the gauge distance. Now coming to the figure again here. Now we'll consider these two bolts. Now pitch distance between these two bolts is 50 here, and gauge distance between these two bolts is 25. That is 50 square divided by 4 times of 25. 50 square divided by 4 times of 25 plus, as it says summation, plus next bolts we will consider as it is 1, 2, 2, 1. These two bolts are already considered. Now considering the next bolts, these two bolts, now the pitch distance, since these two bolts are along the same line, pitch distance between them is 0 and gauge distance is 50. 25 plus 25, 50. 25 plus 25, 50. That is pitch distance. 0 square divided by 4 times of 50. 0 square divided by 4 times of 50 plus, now considering the last two bolts, that is this bolt and this bolt along this section. Now first two are considered, 1, 2 is considered, 2, 3 is considered, and these two bolts. Now considering these two bolts, pitch distance between them is 50 and gauge distance between them is 25. That is 50 square divided by 4 times of 25. 50 square divided by 4 times of 25. So when you solve this, you will be getting 1104 square mm. That is net section along 1221. Now coming to the last section, that is 12321. Is this section 12321. Now along this net section, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolt holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bolt holes. Now applying the same formula. That is 160 minus 5 bolt holes along 1, 2, 3 to 1, 5 into 18 plus pitch distance square divided by 4 times the gauge distance. 2 bolts at a time we will consider. We can write down when you consider these 2 bolts, pitch distance is 50, gauge distance is 25. That is 50 square divided by 4 times of 25. When you consider these 2 bolts, again pitch distance is 50, gauge distance is 25. Again will be 50 square divided by 4 times of 25. When you consider these 2 bolts, pitch distance is 50, gauge distance is 25. Again it will be 50 square divided by 4 times of 25. And last 2 bolts also, which is same, 50 square divided by 4 times of 25. That is across 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. The same is written here. That is 50 square divided by 50 square divided by 4 times 4 into 25 plus 50 square divided by 4 into 25, and the same thing. So finally, net area will be 1360 square mm. So therefore, there are totally 3 net areas, that is 11, 1221 and 12321. So 11 net area is 848, 1221 net area is 1104 and 12321 net area is 1360. So out of these three, the least value is 848. So this value will be substituted here to calculate design strength due to rupture of critical section. Coming back to this formula, TDN is equal to 0.9 into AN, the least of those three area 848, FU 410, gamma M1 1.25, referring to table number 5. So which is 250.32 kilonewton. Now capacity, the tensile capacity of the plate section will be lesser of rupture due to critical section or yielding of gross section. The plate fails in yielding of gross section at a load of 290.9 kilonewton. The plate fails in yielding of gross section at a load of 290.9 kilonewton. The same plate fails by rupture. The same plate fails by rupture of critical section at a load of 250.32 kilonewton. Therefore, the strength of plate will be lesser of yielding strength of the gross section or rupture of critical or the net section. So therefore, the lesser of those two will be 250.32 kilonewton. So that is the tensile capacity of the given plate is 250.32 kilonewton. 250.32 kilonewton. Here in this case, the block shear of the plate is not checked. The block shear of the plate is not checked because bolts arranged here in this are staggered. Bolts arranged here in this are staggered. In such cases, the tendency of plate to fail by block shear is very rare. The tendency of plates wherein it is connected by staggered bolts are very rare. That is why the block shear capacity of this plate is not checked. The block usually plate tends to fail by block shear only when they are arranged in horizontal rows and vertical rows. If they are arranged in staggered, like this or like this, staggered or the diamond pattern, such plates do not fail by block shear. That is why in this problem, the block shear capacity of the plate is not checked. It is checked for only yielding of the gross section and rupture of the critical section. In the next problem, we will take up where it is checked for both block shear as well.